Parshat Vayikra. The Aleph in the first word of our Parsha, Vayikra, is smaller than the rest of the letters in the Torah. Rashi comments and explains that Moshe was uncomfortable with the word Vayikra, which implies that God had an ongoing communicative relationship with him, and he was called. He preferred instead the word Vayikar, which is similar to the way Bilam saw God, in a more happenstance way. It wasn't done in a consistent manner like Vayikra was, but it was just done by chance. They reached a compromise. The word would be Vayikar with all of the same size letters, but the Aleph would be made smaller to recognize that Moshe's relationship was ongoing and consistent, and therefore the Aleph needed to be there to indicate that Moshe was on a level higher than any other prophet in our history. We can learn a lot from the way they negotiated a compromise, but I'd like to focus on another letter, which is an anomaly in the way it's written in the Tanakh. The first letter in Divrei Hayamim, describing Adam, was also missized. But there the letter is not miniaturized, it's larger than the rest of the letters on the page. I think we can learn a very valuable lesson if we look to one of Rabbi Soloveitchik's most famous themes that he amplifies in his book, The Lonely Man of Faith. The two olives represent two stations in life. On one hand, we need to be humble and we need to be understated, recognize our strengths and admit to our weaknesses, and always strive to learn what we don't know. The other aleph could be a different station in life, which indicates our strength, our prowess, our gumption, our fortitude, our ability, our motivation to be a contributor, to be a self-starter, and to make a difference in our lives and the lives of others. The two olives are necessary because we have to maintain both of these characteristics simultaneously. We need to be humble and we need to be understated, but at the same time, we also be confident and be proud. As we continuously adapt to the new norm and engage the self-quarantining measures that we are taking to keep ourselves safe and our community safe, we also recognize that the strength and the power of a virus that is affecting the entire world is so much beyond our capabilities to prevent it. We don't yet have an intervention, and we are still looking for remediations. We are all practicing a self-quarantine because it is the best way to preserve the health of our community and ourselves. But it should also send a message that despite the fact that we are living in the most technologically advanced era and that we are sophisticated and complex as a society, there are still humbling experiences that remind us that we're all finite and that we are subject to the laws of nature and at the mercy of the Borei Olam. The little aleph in Vayikra reminds us to remain humble, recognize that we are finite, appreciate what we have, and always strive to learn more. The larger aleph, which is recorded in Divrei Hayamim, is attached to Adam. Adam was the first person in the world. His job was to create a world, establish a society, learn from his mistakes, but always move forward and create the foundations for future generations. That type of a characteristic is also necessary. We have to always remember that we are both alephs at the same time. We're the aleph of Vayikar, Vayikra, that we are understated, and that we are humble, and that we're always looking to learn. But we're also the aleph in Adam, where we need to be proactive. We need to engage. We need to be constructive, productive, and contribute whenever possible. These are two complementary themes that we both carry around all the time. Especially during this time of self-quarantine, we can be humbled by the fact that we are stymied and stifled by this virus, and only thing we can do is self-quarantine until we find a remediation. But we should also remember that we are creative, we are active, we engage, and we can take every situation we have and turn it into goodness and make others around us feel healthy, warm, and embraced. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.